Nice one. Dead stag.
Coming to you from New Zealand, and I hope you're doing well. Here with my guy Joe. Say good morning, Joe.
Morning.
Joe's dressed like he's going to the beach with hunting clothes on. Literally, he's wearing shorts. He's got boots on, but he had tennis shoes on earlier, so I thought he was just going to chase the stags around for me and get them riled up. But we're headed into the hill country, and man, it's just a beautiful country to see out here. There's some beehives right there, Joe.
Yeah.
A lot of cattle here, a lot of deer farms here, and just beautiful green grass. I'll show it to you in some of the other video later. But first day of the hunt, I've already managed to wound myself. I drew first blood on myself. I cut the tip of my finger while turning off a knock with a broadhead. Not a very smart move, but stuff happens. So we're headed out, and bring you this little journey and see what happens. So stick with me, and I'll see you in the field. Take care.
Kia ora. Welcome to the South Island of New Zealand. I'm Rory McKay, and I'm here to share some insight and observations of Sean's hunt for species X. Let's jump right in. Joe has brought Sean to a natural ground blind to begin the hunt for a trophy red stag. Let the hunt for species X begin. After an uneventful morning, except for some birds and rabbits, our hunters decided to head back to the truck for a quick lunch. Joe wanted to stay below the food plot area on the ridgeline, so they stalked through the timber. And that's when things got interesting. Just as Joe was cresting the second ridgeline coming down from the hilltop, he caught some movement down in the brush in front of him. It was a huge red stag that was bedded down, but now was aware of the presence of our hunters. The stag had heard them and silently went up and over the next ridge.
That's why we're better off waiting for them to get into those laneways. We're not going to finish those. I guess he was a shooter. Yeah. It's probably 420. So he's good. Yeah. We'll just go up to the lane and go have some lunch and then head back down. If he was beating up, I'd say everything's parked up.
So an uneventful morning took an exciting turn that got Sean pumped up for the afternoon hunt. So the plan was a quick lunch, then for our two hunters to return to the ground blind and wait for a monster stag.
He's still a better me. Difference is, it's just a tiny bit more he's got everything. There's just a couple more. But what, as I get down and get close, I can feel there's another one there as well, just right behind it. Can't quite see.
Although this stag wasn't the biggest seen on the property in recent days, Sean saw it as an opportunity too good to pass up. It was time to close the distance. Our hunters quietly make it down the hill and see the stag still feeding about 120 meters away. With Joe in the lead, they cautiously move closer. Undetected, they cut the distance in half. Being closer to bow range, Sean takes the lead and begins his approach. With the stag quartering away, Sean moves closer and begins plotting his route to a clear shooting lane. He has to keep his eyes on the ground and on the stag before taking any step forward. Being this close, he knows that the slightest noise or movement could end the hunt. His heart begins to race as he moves ever closer. Unexpectedly, the massive stag has changed its feeding direction. It's now quartering towards Sean and makes the possibility of detection extremely high. Silently, he continues to move forward and begins looking for a new shooting lane. Sean ranges the distance to the stag. He's at 50 meters, but he has no lane. Analyzing the situation, Sean realizes his only option is to get to the edge of the timber next to the food plot. It's a risky move, but it's the only option he has for a clear shot. Watching every step, Sean uses trees in front of him to screen his movement. Sean was almost to the edge where he would have a clear shot, when suddenly the stag turns and looks in his direction. The stag has heard him, but can't see him because of the trees Sean has used to screen his movement. A test of nerves is about to ensue. For what seemed like an eternity, both Sean and the stag tried to figure out their next move. The standoff had begun. Sean could see the tension building up in the stag and knew that the stag was about to move back into the timber. His only shot would be straight in front of him between the row of trees. He ranged the distance to be 45 meters at the farthest point that the stag would likely cross. It would be a difficult shot, one that would require him to kneel and shoot between several branches on the trees and on the ground. But Sean had trained for just this situation, and he was ready. The moment of truth had arrived. Sean prepared himself for what was about to take place.
Meh.
The shot was far from perfect. Joe had attempted to stop the stag in the shooting lane with a grunt, but it had no effect. Seeing the opportunity fade, Sean released his arrow in the only place that he had a clear shot. However, it was a half-second too late, and the arrow struck deep into the hindquarter just forward of the hip. Sean took a moment to process what had just occurred and to listen for which direction the stag went. He was disappointed and in disbelief, but knew what was coming next. They were going to have to track the stag and hopefully get a follow-up shot to finish him off. They didn't have to go far before Joe spotted the wounded stag. The initial shot did have some effect, and Sean was able to move to within 35 meters for a perfect follow-up shot. Staying focused on the task at hand paid off, and Sean was about to put his hands on the trophy of a lifetime.
Put a second arrow in him. Nice one. Dead stag.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, that worked out all too well. Beast. Yeah, second shot smoked him. Beautiful. I think I got both of those shots on camera too. Hell yeah. Hey, well done.
No, thank you very much.
No worries. That's a good start. Great start.
He came so far back. At least he didn't bolt on him.
I thought that might have hit a bit of femoral in there, to be fair. Oh, that's good. Great follow-up shot. Hell yeah. Gonna do a little talk or something?
In a minute.
In a minute? Sorry. Holy shit. He is old, old, old. Good old boy.
First of all, I want to say praise Jesus and thank God. With Jesus, all things are possible, and I'm just humbled to be standing behind this animal. It's been a dream and a journey to get to this point and to harvest. Man, such an old animal. We looked at his jawbone, and he doesn't. I mean, his teeth are just ground down. We counted 25 points. He is the kind of stag you want to take out of the herd. I mean, he is aged out, and he's aged beautifully. And now he's going to find a place of honor at Patriots Landing at our home. So this is Species X. This is what I've been training for and coming after. Made a pretty bad shot on the first shot. It was far back, but it stunned him enough that he stopped, and we were able to creep up on him and get a 30-yard double lung shot on him, and that put him down real quick. And just a beautiful setting here in the timber. And Joe, thank you, buddy.
No worries, mate.
For,
great start. Great hunt.
All your efforts.
Many more to come, hopefully.
Yeah, it was interesting day. We started out, we saw a ram, and then we saw some fallow deer, and then we didn't see anything, and we stalked out through the timber, and we bumped another stag. I don't know if it was this one, but had some lunch, came back, and a few hours later, this one came out to feed, and we were able to put a great stalk on him, and man, he's just gorgeous. He is just a beautiful specimen, and I can't thank you enough.
Awesome. No worries, mate.
All right, well, let's get some pictures while we still got a little bit of light, and then get this thing cleaned up and out of here.
Sounds good, mate. Sounds good.
All right.
Time for a beer, eh?
Time for a beer. Thank you very much. Everybody, Sean Mould coming to you from New Zealand, and I hope you're doing well. First, just let me say, praise Jesus and thank you, God. All things are possible with God and Jesus. It's just, I'm totally convinced. And I want you to know that too. I'm just so blessed. And I'm kind of beyond words right now. I'm in a foreign land chasing magnificent animals, and which is blessed with this huge, beautiful, symmetrical red stag. It's just magnificent. I just can't explain it. Unbelievable. So, day one of Species X, the hunt for Species X is over. This goal has been accomplished, but the next goal is the Himalayan tar, and that one's going to take a minute. And I've really got to get mentally prepared for that. It's going to be a tough hunt, but man, I'm speechless with this animal behind me. Just so blessed, and glad I could share this with you. And man, I'm just speechless. I do want to say one more thing. I want to thank my wife, Jennifer. She's with me on this trip. She's not hunting with me today, and she would have hated it today if she hunted with us, because it was just not what she likes to do. She likes to walk around and hunt with me, but I just really need to say that I love you, Jennifer, and thank you so much for coming with me on these trips and sharing the adventure. There's just no other person I would ever want to share it with than you, and I want you to know that, and I love you so much. So, onward. Species X number 1 is down. Species X number 2 is on tap, and we're going to get after it. We're going to get after that Himalayan tar. That's going to be a super trophy. This is a massive trophy. This is going to be a super trophy. So stick with me as I'll see you in the field chasing Himalayan tar here soon, and it's going to be a magical experience here in New Zealand. We'll see you. And we're definitely going to see you on a wall.
So, Sean's hunt for a monster red stag was complete, and it was truly a hunt of a lifetime. But little did he know that the hunt for Species X was just getting started.